CAS 133, Columbia Gorge Community College, The Dalles, Oregon, Mrs. Hughitt, instructor. This will be week 2. During week 2, you're going to, of course, log into Moodle, come on down to week 2, passing all the material you've already read, the week 1 material you did last week, and now you're to week 2. This is email, internet projects, and buying a computer. So when you first come in, best place to go is to your instructional materials, your assignment directions. Start right here. Read your unit goals. Watch this video. Do your directions summary. That's more like the back of a book, deciding if you want to read it or not. It is not the full book. In other words, it's not the full directions. It is just more of a synopsis of what we're going to be doing this week or what we've done this week. Summary is literally at the end. Checklist. Did I do it? Yep. Did I do it? Yep. Did I do it? Yep. The materials above that are your support materials. So if you say, well, they're talking about spyware, I don't know what spyware is. There you go. Come up here and learn about spyware. Cookies? Oh, chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin? No, sorry. While you may want to take a cookie break doing this or bring a cookie and milk and watch, it's not the type of cookies they're talking about. So you want to go and watch this video because you don't know about it. If you're not really up on antivirus programs, you just sort of run whatever's there and figure that's good enough, then you probably need to come in and listen and watch about the antivirus. So this is basically going to go over materials you might need depending on what your skill levels are coming in the class. Not everybody will need that. Also right here, directions on how to do a screenshot for Windows 7, but that's also going to be really Windows 97, XP, Vista, really everything up to this point does it the same as Windows 7 does. But you'll notice there's a new one right here for Windows 8. Windows 8 is different, and so you're going to need to go ahead and watch that if you're using a Windows 8 machine. Now, a quick reminder, this is the last week you can do the work without having the textbook. The textbook is mandatory. Everybody needs to have the textbook. If you are going to use the college machines or go someplace to do your work and you don't have Office on your machine, if you have 2007, 2010, you could probably view the PowerPoints with no problem. They're all in the DOCX format. All 3 of those versions, everything from 7 forward, 7, 10, 13, 365, all view that. Anything older than 2007 is going to be just a DOC version versus the DOCX version, and so therefore it will not open it. You'll need to get a viewer, and if you have nothing, obviously you need to get the viewer. So type in PowerPoint viewer, ask it to go find that for you. This is free. You don't have to pay anything for it. You can get the viewer. You cannot do the class with the viewer. The viewer is just what it says, a viewer. It does not allow you to actually make a PowerPoint or edit a PowerPoint or add a slide or anything. It lets you simply look at it. And it'll go from PowerPoint 97 and newer. So you want to go ahead and do that. They have all sorts of other stuff here, but really all we need is this top one. Download it and install it. Then as you get going through here, that way you can look at these PowerPoints of how to do a screenshot, PowerPoints of how to buy a computer. That way you don't have to sit at the college and go through all of this. You can do it at home. Then, Wikipedia, good or bad. Don't assume that I believe exactly like every other instructor you've probably heard. Remember, I'm in the technology department, not the English or science or sociology department. So I may have a different approach to Wikipedia than what you usually hear in your English classes. So please read this. It's based on some research that's been done about Wikipedia accuracy, and go from there. Instructional materials, you're going to actually have to open that. Go in here. If you're in Google Chrome, you can just click on it. It'll download it here, which I've already pre-done for us. If you're using Safari on a Mac, or which also will run Chrome, by the way, or you're using Internet Explorer or Firefox, I suggest you right-click and do a save. And it might be save as, save link as, save something. And it'll bring the command box up. You can pick your desktop, you can pick your flash drive if you've got a flash drive plugged in, and then go ahead and tell it to save, and it'll download it to wherever you asked it to go. Then you can find it. Otherwise, it downloads it into some obscure download folder, or heaven knows where it might be, and you know you downloaded it and you spend 2 hours trying to find it again. So the easiest way is a right click, save link as, or run it in Chrome, and Chrome is so nice it just drops it right here on the toolbar. Then you can grab it from the toolbar and just basically drag it and drop it over to the desktop. Open it on the desktop by double clicking it. It'll come up. It usually says enable up here. I've already opened this once, so it doesn't say that, but you need to enable content. Once you've enabled content, then you can put it in full view, and then each slide has a narration on it. This is not the reading of the slide to you. It is the narration of the lecture in class if we were using this as class instructional PowerPoint. Click on it, it starts to talk.
Welcome to Email PowerPoint. In this PowerPoint, you're going to have slides to read as well.
And you continue on doing each one of the audio files as well. Now let me go back here to where we were. There's some information about email netiquette. You need to read through that. Internet instructional materials, and there are a number of files in here you need to go through. This is internet project directions. This is internet safety audio transcript, because this is an MP3. So as long as you're not hearing impaired and you have speakers and all those things that let you hear it, you can just listen. If you don't have the ability to listen to it, maybe you're someplace you can't run sound, or you don't have speakers, hearing issues, whatever, then you can do the audio transcript instead. Online safety story using the internet. This is the instructional PowerPoint, and a virus warning. So this is what you're going to have right there. And this may change over time as things get updated, but you'll go through each one of these files. After you've gone through each one of those files, you'll come back and you have a Buying Computer Instructional PowerPoint, which will work exactly the way I showed you with the email one. You'll download it however you actually download. And you'll notice the things I'm viewing are getting check marks. Those check marks are not shown to me. Those check marks are simply to let you know when you come back the next time to work on the class where you've been. Now also, just so you know, I can see exactly what you've opened. Have I taken enough time to possibly be viewing any of this? No. So when I, as an instructor, go in to look at your profile and what you've looked at, if I see at 517 you've opened 4 different files, but you've just moved on to the next, I know you didn't read it. And that's exactly how this would look at this point. There's no way I completed going through all those PowerPoints, listening and watching during the time of this video. Then there's some materials for download. Download, that means it comes down from the cloud somewhere on the Moodle server down to your desktop or your flash drive so that you can then use it. So you're going to download this one if you are Microsoft Office. You've got at least 2007 on your machine, and you're going to go ahead and complete this file. Now notice you don't have to have the newest version for this particular week. Any version from 2007 and newer will work. Older won't open it because it's the docx file. Again, you can open this link Save As to download it. If you're not sure where things are going, you can download that way. Or if you're lucky and use Google Chrome like I do, you just basically click on it and it magically starts to put it on that down bar right there across the bottom. Now, what this is a version for Office. But if you don't have Office, you're going to have to use a different version, and that's the one that's below it. And basically what you're going to do is take this and copy and paste it into WordPad. And then using WordPad, you're going to go through here and complete this. Each answer should be right under the question. So I'm going to answer the question here. And then I will come down and answer the next question. So it should be a question and answer format. Then I'm going to save it. Now on this one, I'm not asking you to save it as a TXT. You can save it as a RTF. That'll save the formatting, the numbering, the spacing, some of those types of things that will keep it looking better. If you use a screenshot, RTF should save screenshots with it. Those types of things. In fact, we can come back here and kind of do a screenshot on something and go from there. So let's say I need this as a screenshot. It answers one of the questions. I'm not going to show you how to do a screenshot. I'm just going to do a screenshot, and you can then watch the video on how to. So there it is. Now I'm going to save as. I'm going to go ahead and do the RTF, rich text format. It should be going on my desktop. And actually RTF will open in Word on my machine. That's the default for it. And it will have saved your screenshot. So that's how you're going to do it if you don't have any type of usable Office program on your computer. If you have Office on your computer though, you already have Word 2007, 2010, 2013, 365. You're just going to download this one. You're going to open it, and you're going to go ahead. Now this is where that enable editing is. Anytime you see that, you're going to open that up. And then you're going to go through and answer each one of these questions. You're going to use the website that's here. All I did was backspace to get rid of that extra number, by the way. You're going to go out on the internet. You're going to go to this website, and I'm doing a copy and paste, and you're going to look up the information. Now, there are a couple of them I want to point out to you. I'm not going to say stop and wait for it to actually look it up. So this one, you're going to actually write out the information for your car. If you don't own a car, pick a car you might want to consider buying some year, even though it probably won't be the same model and make by then. But it's a practicing using this particular website so you know it exists. It's called Kelley Blue Book. It's a great place to find out the value of a car. The next one, you're going to go through and you're going to do a college that you're interested in. Do not include room and board. In other words, don't include housing. Do include tuition. By the way, Columbia Gorge Community College is not an option for this. You are already attending that college. What other college might you want to go to? Let's say you were going to get a bachelor's degree and you're going to move on to another college. It doesn't have to be a college you actually go to. Maybe it's just one you're interested in. I've always wondered about ITT Technical. I don't know anything about them. I'm interested in checking that out. Great, that works. Okay, or I've always heard of University of Phoenix. I wonder what that is. I'm going to go check that out. Fine, works fine. If you have a specific college you are planning to transfer to and are really truly interested in, then use that one. But do not give me CGCC. 5-day weather forecast. A 5-day weather forecast is just that, a 5-day weather forecast. What's it forecasted for each day? Do not just tell me, oh, it looks sunny and nice for the next week. That's not having looked it up on the website. It'll tell you temperatures for highs and lows, sunny, cloudy, partly cloudy, whatever. You can copy and paste, you can screenshot. Okay. This one is not a screenshot. This is a typed answer. This is a typed answer. This might be a screenshot. Down here for a movie, you're going to use a website to look up the movie and see what they have to say about that. You're going to also check on the ratings so you know what ratings mean for sure. And then you're going to tell me basically, is the movie appropriate for a 10-year-old child to see based on the rating and the review? This is not your personal opinion. This is not, well, I saw it and I'd let my 10-year-old go to it. It is it recommended based on the review and is it recommended based on the ratings? So don't tell me, well, I don't care. I think it'd be fine for my kid. That's not the answer I'm looking for. I'm looking for the reviews said, the rating is. And then you'll know about those tools for a movie you don't know about. Google Maps or MapQuest to get yourself from the college to the Portland International Airport. This should be what comes from the website, i.e. a map or directions that I could actually use if I needed to get from the college to the airport and didn't know how. So don't give me some really weird, vague, well, you kind of go this way and you kind of go that way. It needs to come right from the website. Now this one's a little bit tricky, but it's not meant to be. It actually only makes you read. You go to this particular link. This is the story. The story is that photos show images of Pearl Harbor taken by a sailor on December 1941. And it was recently found in an old Brownie camera. And if you don't know what a Brownie camera is, this is a picture of a Brownie camera at the time. Yes, 1941 technology that was stored in a footlocker. So my directions are read carefully. Be sure to scroll clear to the bottom of the page and see what the site says about the information. It will literally tell you the answer. It will say what parts are true, what parts are not true, whether all parts are true, whether all parts are not true. So are the pictures real is one of the questions you're going to answer. And is the story about the sailor taking them and having stored them in a camera all this time real? I need the answer to those two questions. That it's not, oh, I don't approve of this, or I disapprove of this, or yeah, I don't think so. Read the site, get the specific answers, and use that information to answer back the questions. In other words, I'm wanting to be able to tell if you visited these sites and you're being able to find the information on the site and give it back to me. That's what I'm looking for as you do these. This is not personal opinion at all. The next one works the same exact way as far as the versions go. This is called Internet Good Site. And basically what you're doing is you're looking at sites for validity. Are they valid? Not do you like them or not like them, but are they valid? So you're going to go out to this Celiac Chicks after reading the directions up here. You're going to decide, is this a good source or not? And I may edit that to, is this a reliable source or not? Yes or no. Why or why not? And were there any other reasons that helped you make that decision? This column is well, that didn't help anything, sorry. This column right here is required. This one, I expect to see some answers in, but it may not be every one. Obviously, this one is required, and you will do that for each and every one of those sites. If the link is not working, try again later. Make sure you copied and pasted it. If you're typing it, make sure you copy and paste, because you probably won't type it right. Because these links have been very reliable. They have worked every term, every time. So it's not an answer if it's not working. Now, if you've tried a few different days, you've tried a few different times, you can't make it work, let me know. Let me go check it. And if I do find for some reason something's gone wonky and it's gone, I will put a replacement. I will put it up into the instructor's post, which means that's why you should be reading your instructor's forum posts, because I will give you a replacement link to use. And then you'll just remove the one that's there and put the replacement one in. Let's hope it doesn't happen, but if it does, I will take care of replacing it for you. So now I've got all that done, saved, it's on my computer. So now I'm ready to submit. One part of your assignment this week is going to be sending me 2 emails. One is a basic email. The subject line should say email assignment number 1. And if you read the directions in the email PowerPoint, you can give me any sort of message in it you would like, but you do need to type a message. The second email is being sent with an attachment. You need to say you are sending attachment. Again, those directions are in this email PowerPoint, and it talks about why it's important to learn to always tell people you're sending an attachment. You will learn that if you read your assigned material, which is the email PowerPoint. That is your assigned reading. It's like giving you an article or some materials to read outside your textbook. That's your assigned reading, so you need to do it. You will title it email number 2. You will tell me you're sending an attachment, and you will attach something. Now, it can be a picture, it can be your dog, your kid, a scene out from your house, whatever you want to do. It can be your it can be your paint from week 1, it can be your word pad from week 1. Please don't send me videos and other large file sizes. CGCC's spam server tends to grab those and pull them off as too large, and then I can't view them, and you don't get a grade for your email because it never made it to me because it was too large. And it can be kind of picky about file sizes. So some of you that once in a while think, oh, I'll send her a video. Don't send me a video. That tends to be a bad thing for you. And then you're going to upload your scavenger hunt. That's the one where you went out to Kelly Blue Book. You talked about the Brownie camera story. You're also going to upload your internet good sites. That's where you went to each one of those internet sites and evaluated on reliability. You're going to upload your buying a computer summary. And let's talk about that for just a second. You're going to watch the PowerPoint. And what I'm looking at when I get a summary is not telling me back about what was in the PowerPoint. I know what's in the PowerPoint. I wrote it. So I want you to tell me how that applies. So for example, if I was going to go buy my own computer right now, what are the features I need? Well, I'm running 6 gigs of RAM right now. I want more. I probably want 16 gigs of RAM. Hard drive, I've got a 500 gig that's about half full on this. I run 3 terabyte external drives. 500's enough for a hard drive for storage. What do I want else? Well, I've never really used the webcam much, but they come built in, so it's not a problem. I need a CD-ROM, DVD type drive for various things for work. I don't really care if it has a burner anymore because I haven't burned in years. I'll go buy a flash drive first. It's simpler. I'll mail them a flash drive. Also, what else do I need? Well, I really want a backlit keyboard. I like the number pad, and I don't want bigger than a 15-inch screen. It doesn't fit in my backpack for travel. The lighter, the better. What else do I need? I need a long battery, but I can buy an aftermarket battery that extends longer, so that's an option there. More cost, but I can do it. Those are kind of the things I need in a computer when I'm doing sort of the checklist of what I need to buy. After you've gone through the buying a computer PowerPoint, you'll understand more about each one of those features. You'll know why it's important and how much maybe you need for your particular options. Don't tell me, oh, I want an HP Pavilion 1700, because that machine may not be there next week or even in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I picked out a machine on Friday for my son at Gateway. He was going to buy a new machine. He'd had a disaster with his. He was deployed in the military at the time. He was calling me on Saturday. This is Friday afternoon. So I needed to talk to him, see if that worked. So Saturday we talked. I told him about what I'd found. He was like, good, that works perfect. Yep, that's within my budget. Monday morning I called them back. I said, okay, I'm ready to buy that machine. And they said, oh, it was discontinued over the weekend. We don't have it anymore. Really? Really? So please don't go online or anyplace else and tell me, oh, I want a Dell, or I want this, or I want that. Exactly. Tell me how much RAM you think you're going to need. By the way, anything much less than 6 is not enough nowadays. It has changed so much over the last few years that really anything much less than that is not enough, which means you're not going to buy a 32-bit processor. You're going to need a 64-bit processor. 32 bits are basically becoming outdated. Those are the cheapies they're selling at stores to try to get rid of. You want to do something better for yourself, probably. Unless you want a machine for just a year and a half, maybe 2 years at most, and figure it's going to be outdated real quick, and it's not going to really be able to run necessarily all the newer things as they come out. And you don't mind it freezing up and thinking a lot, because it will do that. So you're going to move on to that type of summary. Do not go to a website. Do not find a machine. Tell me the basics of what you need. Do you need a desktop? Do you need a laptop? Do you want a tablet? How are you going to use it? What are the hardware components, the RAM, the hard drive? Do you need a beefed up video card because you're a gamer and you need extra video capabilities than the regular average what they come with type thing? What do you need? That's your summary. And then last but definitely not least, you need to do your form. Your form needs to have 100 words in your initial post or more. Your reply needs to have at least 50 words. Type it in Word. Use the word count on that. If you're not sure how that works, you open up Word, whichever version you're using, and then you type with real English. And you'll notice it tells me I have 7 words down here at the bottom. I can pull it up. It tells me my words, my characters, all my information, paragraphs, lines, everything. So if you type it in Word, you'll always know exactly how much you've got. Hopefully that helps you.